Hi everybody, I'm Jacqueline. Welcome to today's Facebook Live. It is Thursday, October 15th, I believe. Yes, the day. I lose track of the days. Do you guys lose track of the days? It's not like when I was in school and I was always looking forward to Friday and I always knew exactly what day it was. And you guys who, maybe if you're still working, you're always looking forward to Friday and the weekend and stuff. So you probably have a little bit better handle on the weekdays than some of us do. I tend to work a lot on the weekends as well as, Monday to Friday. So for me, my days do kind of start to blend together sometimes. But anyway, welcome to our Facebook Live. I'm really glad that you guys are here today and that you took time out of your schedule to join me. That really means a lot to me. Our time is so precious, right? It's like your most precious resource. You can't get time back. So I really appreciate the fact that you are joining me again here today for this Facebook Live. So first thing I want to talk about really quick is our Follow Along Sew Along. I forgot to grab the sample for that. But you guys know what Block 3 looks like. We put Block 3 out. Normally it would have been on Monday, but this week we did it early. You got it on Sunday this past week. So that was Block 3. And you're all posting your pictures here in the Facebook group, and your blocks are fabulous. I mean, they're so cute. I love the different things that you've done with like the middles of your block with your either embroidery or fussy cutting or whatever. You've used some different colors, different kinds of fabrics. So your blocks are looking really great. So keep up the good work. I really hope that you guys are enjoying this sew along. It's going by so fast, isn't it? I mean, we did Block 3 out of 4. Next week is going to be Block 4. That'll be our last block, and then the week after that, we're going to put it together into a cute little table runner. And I know a lot of you are making multiples too. You're posting multiple blocks. So I think they're all going to just come out really great, and we can't wait to see them all when they're all put together. So if you're new here and you don't know what the Follow Along Sew Along is about, we will have that link in the description to this video so you can go and find out all about it. Just briefly, it's a free sew along that we're doing right now. It's a Christmas themed or a holiday themed table runner, and you don't have to do it Christmas or holiday. You could do it in any kind of colors or fabrics if you want. Make a bunch of them and do them for all different seasons and stuff and make them for gifts and that kind of thing. So that's the Follow Along Sew Along that we have going on right now. And then as soon as we wrap that up, within the next week or so, we're going to be talking about our block of the month for 2021, which was supposed to be our 2020 block of the month, but you guys all know what happened in 2020. Things didn't go, as planned for anyone, anywhere. So we ended up postponing that to 2021. So we've been sitting on that one for quite a while. It's super cute. I think you guys are really going to like it. So that's our free sew along, our free block of the month sew along coming up. Again, in a few weeks when we wrap up the Follow Along Sew Along. So you guys can be looking forward to that. So another thing I want to talk about today in this Facebook Live is we do have the Art of Home Club open for new members through tomorrow, like late tomorrow night, early Saturday morning, October 16th, 17th, depending on where you are in the world, what your time zone is, and that kind of thing. So we've got a lot of new members who have joined us this week since we opened. So hello to all of our new neighbors in the Art of Home Club. We are so happy to have you in our club. We've met a lot of you already over in our private members only Facebook group. So it's been really great meeting all of the new friends that we've made in the club. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the club because if you're on my email list, you've gotten a bunch of emails from me already with a lot of different information about it. If you're not on the email list and you want to know about it, we're going to have a link in the description to this video. It's just theartofhomeclub.com. Click on that. It'll take you to a page that will give you all of the information about the club, and you can decide if that's something that you're interested in right now. It's a ton of fun, let me tell you. Our members have so much fun. They're so creative. I'm just going to show you a few upcoming projects in case you're wondering about the kinds of things that we do in the Art of Home Club. So first of all, we're going to be talking in November about quick gifts because I did a little survey in our private members only group, and I said, what are you guys working on in November? Is it too late to be working on holiday gifts? Are you still working on holiday gifts and you need like really quick ideas? And a lot of people said they are still thinking about and making holiday gifts even into November, early December. So that's actually what we're going to be working on in November, is quick holiday gifts. These are going to be great stash busters. We've got some bowl cozies. These are microwavable. We are going to be kind of zhuzhing them up. You can do a plain one, but we're going to zhuzh them up with some patchwork, which even if you do the patchwork, it's still quick and easy. We're going to be doing some personalization on them. This one says yum. So that's one of the projects for November. And another project, where'd you go? Another project for November is going to be some personalized hot mats. So this is a perfect size for a 13 by 9 pan. So if you're making a casserole or a 13 by 9 pan of brownies or something like that, this is the perfect size. You can just put it right on the table. This is made with insulated batting, so it helps protect your table. These are also a great hostess gift. Speaking of gifts, you want to just have something on hand to take with you. Maybe you're taking a casserole to a holiday gathering and you want to leave something behind for the hostess. This is, would be a really super cute, easy gift. I don't know if anybody's having holiday bazaars right now. So many things have gotten canceled, but if you were going to, say, be a vendor at a holiday bazaar, oh my gosh, this would be a great little product to have on your table, because I think that these will get snapped up, these little hot mats that say things like yummy and made with love. People shopping for last minute gifts would love this. So that's another idea of ways that you could use those. So that would be our November collection. Those are just a couple. We're going to have a couple other projects also in November with quick gift making in mind. So another thing we have coming up in December, we're going to be doing, this is the only sample I have for December so far, but it's going to be a welcome banner where you can switch out all the seasons. So it'll be one welcome banner, quilted banner that you'll make, and then we're going to have all these little different seasonal blocks like a tulip for spring and a pumpkin and a snowflake, etc. They're going to be a whole bunch of them, and you're going to be able to swap these out on that one wall hanging. So rather than having to hang up a half a dozen different wall hangings every year, you keep the same one up all year and then just switch out the little block depending on the season. So that's going to be really fun to work on. That'll be for December. And then coming up in October, so if you join today or tomorrow, Tuesday, because we always put our collections out on the 20th, you will be getting our Gnome for the Holidays collection. And I'm just going to show you, we've got an advent calendar. And it's got little pockets, so you can put little treats in there. This one I did without gnomes. This one I did with a little house and a heart. And I did some crayon tinting in this block. And we have tutorials on the club website, so if you don't know how to do that, don't worry about it. We have tutorials for that. I did some machine applique. I put a little fringe on there. So that's the advent calendar that would be coming out October 20th. We're going to have our Gnome for the Holidays, our little pillow. Now these are mix and match. So if you don't want to do the gnome, you could do like the little house or the Christmas tree that you saw on that advent calendar that I just showed you. And vice versa, you could put the gnome and the Gnome for the Holidays on the advent calendar if you want to. We always mix and match with our projects in the Art of Home Club, so that's always fun. You always get a lot of different options, so you never have to make things just the way we have them photographed. And then we're also doing a little mug rug. That's our little gnome girl. This is going to be a mug rug, so I just use a little piece of ribbon there. I didn't do buttons because, if you put buttons on a mug rug, then your mug can kind of get a little wobbly, and you don't want that to happen. You don't want to spill your hot cocoa or your tea on your little mat. Although if you did, you could just throw it in the wash. But so that's another one of our projects. And remember, if you don't like the gnomes, you could have done like the house or the Christmas tree, or Hope is Where the Heart Is, or something like that. Again, great little gift if you're looking for last minute gifty things to do. So, those are upcoming projects in the Art of Home Club. We also have a lot of bonuses on the website. The quilt behind me was one of our previous Block of the Months, Happy Little Things. You would get that immediately as soon as you sign up. There's also a pin cushion that goes with that, and I looked high and low. I could not find that little pin cushion. I think I was using it at home because as many pin cushions as I have, I seem to never have enough pincushions. So the club members got a special pattern that went with this for a pincushion with a little pocket in it. Because club members for the block of the months always get like a little extra something. And actually the little bug embroidery patterns that you see on here, those were also club exclusive. So even if you already had the free version of the Happy Little Things pattern, if you sign up for the club, you would get all of the bonus stuff that goes with it. And then you also would get, after another month of being a member, you would get the Save the Bees block of the month, which was, I think this was like one of our most popular block of months ever. Because, you know, bees are super, super popular and continue to be super popular. So that was this little quilt. So again, you would get that in a month. And club members, again, they got a bonus. They got these cute little pincushion patterns for that block of the month. So other things that you get in the block of the month on the Art of Home Club are, you know, the private Facebook group. You get 10% off of all of the items in our online shop. So when we start selling block of the month kits, you can get 10% off of that. Any kind of fabric, books, notions in our online shop, you get 10% off every day. You get new patterns every month, like I was mentioning, the little gnome for the holidays, the quick Christmas gifts, the seasonal wall hanging. They're great patterns. They're really well written, easy to follow, and again, lots and lots of options. You know, options for embroidery, options for applique, fabric painting, crayon tinting. We have tutorials for all those different techniques in the club website. And you also get tons of ideas for how to mix and match your patterns if you don't necessarily want to use the ones that we've shown in the sample. So for example, that advent calendar that had the little house on it, we've got a previous collection that had snowmen. So you could do an advent calendar. If you grab that previous collection with a snowman in it, you could mix and match and put the snowman into your advent calendar if you wanted to. So there's always lots and lots of ideas for mixing and matching. We have member swaps. We just did a pincushion swap. Those are going to get mailed out to all of our members next week. There's just tons and tons of stuff going on in the Art of Home Club all the time. It's a really fun place to be. It's a really inspiring place to be. Be kind of like with like-minded people. So I think that, if you give it a try, you'll really enjoy it. Our club members are all super nice people, too, which is always nice. I only hang out with nice people. So that's how I know that all of our members are super, super nice people, because I personally only hang out with nice people. So, again, it's theartofhomeclub.com if you're interested and you want to check it out. So I mentioned that today we were going to talk about creativity. So in case you didn't pick up on that, when I'm talking about the Art of Home Club, we do put out a lot of patterns, but the patterns aren't our main focus. My main focus in the Art of Home Club is helping you to be creative and to help inspire you and give you a lot of ideas that you can then go and take and make projects that are all your own. I really just want you to be creative with your projects. Maybe you noticed that with the Fa La La Sew Along, with the way people are all doing their own different blocks, and I think it's really great. I love that. I love seeing your projects. I have to admit, sometimes I'm a little jealous because I look at your projects and I go, why didn't I think of that? Like, that's such an adorable idea. I should have thought of that. So sometimes I'm jealous of your projects. I'm just going to be honest, because you guys do such a great job on your projects, and that's how it is over in the Art of Home Club too. People post things that they made with our club patterns, and I'm like, that's so cute. I wish I had thought to do it that way. So we're really about inspiring creativity. And if you go over to that website, theartofhomeclub.com, you're going to notice that the headline on that is now more than ever, being a maker matters. And that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today. We all know we're all going through some really weird times and situations right now. But even when things are going kind of well, everybody's always got challenges that they're dealing with, right? Life is never perfect. Some seasons are easier than others. Some seasons are more difficult for sure. But we all always have like personal challenges and things kind of going on in our lives. And being creative is really good for your brain. Like study after study after study shows us how being creative, it helps ward off dementia and Alzheimer's and depression. It's just really good just for your overall physical health, because your physical health actually stems a lot from your mental health. So being creative is really good for you, first of all. It's also good for the world, and I'm going to tell you why. That's the main thing I wanted to talk about today. I think that a lot of times when we talk about creativity, people think that you have to be a professional artist in order to kind of put your work out into the world. But I wanted to talk about consumption versus creation. And I don't know if you've heard this term before. It's been around for a few years. And basically, when you're talking about consumption versus creation, we're talking about input versus output. So some types of input are TV, social media, music, podcasts, books and magazines. Okay, so anything that you're kind of taking in information. Okay, so we are constantly, every day, taking in loads and loads and loads of information. And there's this statistic, and I don't remember what it was at all, but basically if you compare the information that we take in our modern life compared to the information that was taken in by a person living, say, 50 or 100 years ago, it's mind-boggling how much more information we're taking in every day. So consumption can be good and it can be bad, okay? So we all know there are certain things that we can consume that might be better for us than other things. So, you could think about if you're watching TV. You could watch a trashy reality show, which is fine for mind-numbing sometimes. Or you could be maybe watching a documentary, which is really going to educate you or broaden your mind about something. So there's no judgment about whether you should never watch reality TV shows or you should only watch documentaries. But the thing that I would just bring up is let's think about quantity and quality. If you need to veg out in front of The Bachelorette once in a while, once a week, hey, I am not going to tell you that you can't do that. But maybe ask yourself, how much of that kind of stuff are you consuming, are you taking in? And is it really helping you? Because we have a limited amount of sort of, bandwidth in our brain. You can only pay attention and retain to so many things. So again, just think about which things really are going to be helpful for you in the long run. What are your goals in life, and which things are going to kind of help get you towards those goals? So that is consumption. Now the creation part, creation is basically your output, whatever you're putting out into the world. And you, I'm talking to you have ideas and possibilities inside of you that nobody else in the world or in the history of the world could put out into the world. Because every idea is filtered through your personality, your experiences, your history, the way you think about things, the way you see the world, right? So we're all unique creations, and so our creations are unique. And so it's really important to think about, to not downplay your what you can put out into the world. Like I said, some people think that they have to be like a professional artist or professional designer or a professional musician for their creations to matter. And I just want to tell you that that's absolutely not true. Anything that you do, that you put out into the world, can help to make the world a better place. So what are some ideas for some creative outputs that you could come up with? It could be a flower arrangement. It could be making a meal or a cake. It could be making a quilt or a painting. It could be planning a fabulous vacation or a simple getaway. It could be planning a vegetable garden or planning your flower garden. It could be writing a note or making a phone call and just reaching out to somebody just to make like a personal connection that day. Those are all really positive things that you can put out into the world. So I want you to think about the last time maybe you made like a nice meal or a really delicious pie or something like that, and you had your loved ones gathered around the table, and you were all sitting and you were all eating together, and people were saying, oh, this is so good, and maybe they were talking about their day, or they were talking about things they hope to do in the future. And you're like, how did that make you feel? And how did that make those other people feel? Pretty good, right? It just brought this sense of connection, a sense of calm, hopefully, and well-being. Guess what? Your creativity just helped make the world a better place. So don't ever downplay what you do or think that what you do in a creative aspect, don't think that it's not important, because it absolutely is. So again, creation versus consumption. We want balance. Most of us don't have the time to constantly be creating, but just think about, what are you putting out into the world, and how can it help other people? Also, when you put things out when you make things, it changes you. It helps you to become the best version of you that you can be. And when you are the best version of you, you become more positive, you become more self-confident, you're happier. And do you think that that's going to make the world around you a little bit better place to be? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so it's not a small thing. So right now, just think about, how you can incorporate little bits of creativity into your life. And a little exercise that I like to do, sometimes you're kind of overwhelmed, and you have a million things that you're supposed to do, and you're not quite sure which direction to go. Sometimes I will just stand, I'll take a deep breath, and I'll go, what is the best use of my time in this moment? Sometimes that sink full of dirty dishes really needs to get done, because it's been sitting there for like a couple of days, and if you want to eat dinner tonight, somebody's got to do the dishes. So sometimes that is the best use of my time in that moment. Sometimes the best use of my time might be calling my mom and saying, hi Mom, I haven't talked to you in a while, how have you been? Sometimes it's like I just really need to reset my brain, and I need to sit in front of like a Hallmark movie and just like veg out. Sometimes it's picking up my embroidery, sometimes it's picking up my iPad and doing a sketch, whatever. But I mean, that's just like a quick little 20 or 30 second exercise that you can do when you're feeling frazzled and you don't know what to do. We tend to sometimes want to do those tasks that call out to us instead of sitting down and doing something meaningful, like making something. Making things is really important when you're a creative person. And guess what? If you're in my Facebook group and you are watching this, I have no doubt at all that you are a creative person. I believe that we're all created to be creative. Some of us are creative in different ways. My husband is an engineer, so he uses creativity to solve problems. I happen to use my creativity to draw and make quilts. You guys, you're all creative. And anytime that you do something creative, you are making the world a better place. Either by sharing it with other people who can enjoy it. Maybe you gave away a quilt. Maybe you made a meal. Maybe you made a plate of cookies and took them to your neighbor. Or maybe the creativity just made you feel better and therefore made you a better person. So that's just sort of what I want to talk about today. Like, creativity matters. Being a maker matters. Using your hands matters. You know what I forgot to mention? Speaking of creativity, in the Art of Home Club, we have a creativity workshop, and we make this little ornament. And it's a nice little series of videos. It's got worksheets, because sometimes you have these creative hurdles we were talking about. Sometimes tasks sort of call you, and we think that we have to get to all the tasks around the house, and then there's never time to be creative. Sometimes we have certain mental mind blocks that keep us from being creative. So in the Art of Home Club, we have this whole creativity workshop where we've got some worksheets that you can work through your ideas and thoughts on creativity. There's a lot of articles in there about the psychological and mental benefits of creativity. So, and we make this cute little ornament step by step. It's super easy. It's very doable. I think you're really going to enjoy making this little ornament. This video tutorials for all of it. So, so that's that's something else that if you're having a little trouble getting over some creative hurdles, this workshop in the Art of Home Club might be helpful for you. So I've been rambling for quite a while now, and what I want to do is see if there are any questions in the Facebook group about anything at all. No? There are no questions. Apparently, I answered all of your questions to everything today.
Puppy?
Oh, well, the puppy's here. No. Okay, well, I guess that's it then. You guys don't have questions again. If you have questions about the Art of Home Club, just go to theartofhomeclub.com. To all of our new members who have joined this week, hi again. Thank you for joining. We are so happy to have you. And have a great day, everybody. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.